San Juan, Puerto Rico was the first stop for National Parks traveler Mikah Meyer on his recent journey through the Caribbean.
Puerto Rico has one National Park Service site. It's the San Juan National Historic Site. It's this massive fort which was used to control the island.
Puerto Rico was a Spanish colony for centuries, but was turned over to the United States following the Spanish-American War of 1898. Today, visitors come to this World Heritage Site to learn about its history and unique architecture.
I was just blown away by the size of it all. It was just so fascinating to walk around this fort, which, like forts I'd seen from the American Revolution or the War of 1812, was a part of American history, and yet it looked so completely different.
Mikah had another chance for great views of Puerto Rico on his flight over to the island of St. Croix, the largest of the 3 U.S. Virgin Islands, but the least crowded.
Hello.
Mikah and his travel companion Andy got to explore the whole island. They passed Christiansted National Historic Site, home to an old Danish fort, on their way to Buck Island Reef National Monument.
And there's Buck Island ahead of us.
Known for its underwater trail and nesting sites for birds and turtles, the small uninhabited island was designated a national monument by President John F. Kennedy in 1961.
He had gone there on vacation with his family, snorkeled this Buck Island reef, thought it was amazing, and decided to save it as a national monument.
Mikah decided to go snorkeling too. The next stop for Mikah was the Salt River Bay National Historical Park and Ecological Preserve on St. Croix Island.
They found that within this bay there's a bunch of marine life that universities from all over the country come to study, and so the National Park Service has been able to preserve that.
Mikah was impressed by the diversity of the wildlife on the islands.
Each place we went, even though they were so close, all had their own, what I call like a national park zoo. So in the San Juan National Historic Site, there was this massive green iguana. I mean, like neon green iguana. Hermit crabs everywhere. I mean, if it wasn't developed, it was covered in hermit crabs. On St. Croix, there were mongoose. Apparently, the Europeans brought them over to eat the rats, and then they ended up not eating the rats, and they were carnivores, so they ended up eating a bunch of the other species on the islands, which are now extinct. Then we got underwater, and it was, these amazing schools of fish that were bright blue.
On to St. John, the smallest of the 3 U.S. Virgin Islands.
So this is the tree seed,
where Mikah discovered many treasures on land and sea. At the Virgin Islands Coral Reef National Monument, he explored little coves and mangrove forests that help build a sustainable ecology.
We saw these vibrant queen angelfish, and they are blue fish that have these like magnetic stripes down them. It looks like glow sticks. It looks like somebody painted them with glow paint.
Exploring the Caribbean's underwater treasures, he says, has been a transforming experience.
I just felt so lucky because this was something that, a little kid from the prairie in Nebraska wouldn't have imagined himself doing, and yet here I was in my own country seeing a landscape that was so foreign and yet was part of my story and my nation's story, and will still be for years, hopefully, if we keep protecting it.
Julie Tabo, VOA News, Washington.